everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, Maz rake is behind me. We are starting to lift our second cut. So, I'm in 6290 with Maz. We're going to see how this works, make sure it's set up, and then Bro will take over. But I also think Bro is coming down in the class to try and get a really good head start made on today. So we'll put her at full width, because we're looking at a pretty straightforward, easy job. Now the only thing I have to do is just set my rotor heights. So 540, turn her on, we'll drop her down and see how badly she's scratching the ground. So I'll just knock her off there now, and we'll go see how the rotors are looking height wise. So it is a lovely bright sunny morning. There's not much wilt on the grass, but we'll shake the water over with the rake. Right, so this rotor definitely is on the ground, you can feel it. So clockwise is up, so this will bring up the rotor. So we don't want to be pulling in clay. Clay increases ash, decreases protein content of the grass, the silage that we'll be making. It's been a very fine tread in there. We're going more, might have overdone it maybe. That doesn't seem too bad. We'll see how that goes. Go around to the other side. There is rain forecast for today. It hits to start raining around 1 o'clock. Some forecasts giving a mil, some forecasts giving 0.5. So there's going to be something. How much? We don't know. And it's a 20% chance of getting it too. Get as much of it in as we can before we do see any rain. We'll know as we go on whether we need to be adjusting it or not, depending on how it goes into browse and stuff. Giving her a wee bit. You have to allow for as well, now when they catch grass, that they will bend back a wee bit, so they lift maybe, you know, a quarter of an inch or that off the ground, and that's where you can get a bit of rolling of the grass under the rotor. So start her up. We shouldn't be scraping grass, we shouldn't be gathering clay. So this max RPM at 300, which really isn't a lot. That's 300 there now. That's what it says on the thing, max 300. So away we go. And yes, the back window is gone. Waiting now to come, hasn't come yet. It does not seem very fast at 300. So we'll be able to see what her forward speed will be now, to try and leave a good clean job. We may have to adjust the rotors. We're up into 1C there, and your forward speed is set by how clean the grass is, how much time it takes. If you go too fast, you leave stuff behind you, which Eric is a devil for. Or if you're going, well, it's just to get that forward speed right. How fast can you go? But at 300 RPM, it seems very, very slow. The tractor is, you can see, a high idle, which from a fuel economic point of view is quite good, because in a tractor without an eco that you can run with the higher PTO RPM with lower tractor RPM, you end up burning more fuel to do the same work. But I quite like that now, I must say. I mean, you could put it on any tractor, it doesn't really matter whether you're going to be making fuel savings or not, because you have it there from the get-go. So it's just comfortably taking the tree swarts out of the butterfly mowers. So we must be at the 30-foot mark, or 28 foot anyways. Go up and down the camera, just concentrate on this back swart, because I did mow it very tight. Don't want to hit any posts in the thistles and nettles. But yeah, we'll just figure out what forward speed can I get away with. To go any faster, I'm heading for second gear. We're just after going up into 1D, and that seems to be cleaning the ground very, very nice. Very, very nice. We'll be able to tell too what the ash content is of the second cut from the first cut, and then that will give us an idea too of what our, how well it's kind of raking the ground. But that's as much to do with the settings of the rake as it is the rake, I suppose, so I wouldn't tell a lot. But yeah, we're flying away there. I think I might go for second gear. She's feeling the ground quite nice. Now we are in light grass, It's leaving quite a wide row, which hopefully Father Phil doesn't mind. That's her at full extent. Should be fine. Might be a bit too wide for the baler now. That's one thing. It might just be too wide for the baler. But anyways, I'll go down the camera and we horse into this, and I'm gonna go for second gear and see how that works out. Happy days. So we're rolling away here. Just, if you're not dead on, she just can't catch the full width of the 3 thwarts. So she must be running around 28 foot, she's not just the full 30. So it does mean, or maybe it is 30 and I just kept too far to one side. But anyways, so you just have to kind of keep straddling rows just to make sure you're keeping it clean. So, but the other thing, if to slow her back when you're on the headland now, just to make sure you're leaving a nice tidy job, where the travelling of the moor up and down would have kind of walked it into the ground a wee bit. When you're up and down in the sports, you can let her on there. It's doing 4.5 miles an hour at the minute, and it'll be up over 5 miles an hour on the ups and downs, which is quite good. Doing a real nice tidy job. So there's one more round of the field and then we start ups and downs. One thing I have noticed is it's good and bad, but it could be a tractor set neither. I don't think it is. It's how quickly you lift up quick and land them down. She's slow, but slow is good. Slow means she lets it down nice and easy into the ground. She's not banging into the ground, which the class can do if you don't just have the tractor's hydraulics set right. It's a little bit too slow. Maybe it's because I'm going so fast, but the distance between crossing the sward and dropping it to catch the sward, to catch the next bit you're trying to row, it's just a bit of playing with that maybe, but it's quite nice laying it down. It's nice and smooth. That's all it is. It doesn't hop off the ground. Heavier crop here now. It's rolling up quite nice now. I could be surprised at how much is on this, and we won't really find out. The one thing though, we'll be moving water, so it's not dry. There's no point saying it is dry. There's a bit of water in it. We might get a wee bit of drying with the sun out at the minute. There's a good strong breeze out, so we'll get some kind of drying, but it's not going to be dry. The second cut now, the cattle won't be looking for water when they're on this, but cannot rely on the weather to do what you want it to. Just after letting try off, do a bit of raking. It's good practice to when in the field, just to get used to working machinery and that. So I'm going to get back to the house and make sure everything is coming along nicely. So that's actually drying. It's not like that was wet to yeah, you could squeeze juice out of it this morning, but that's dried. So it has. But this guy wouldn't leave you with much encouragement. But anyways, look, that's the Silage rake in action. I'll see can someone pick me up or just walk, and yeah, we'll try and get a start mate. It'll be a minor miracle if we see no rain. There's no hope of us getting it lifted beforehand, but anyways, if we get into roads, won't be so bad. So pit stripping is in full swing here. So first cut does look quite good, looks really good. So they put down the protective barrier on it, and that smells really nice. Like that is, oh man, that smells gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So there's a couple of big tires on it, just getting them taken off, and then roll this back up another bit. Don't think we'll be going on top of it so much as extending it out to the gully with what we have, maybe putting a bit on top. So just rolling it right back, is it?
It's rolling back with these tires here.
Okay. Is there a side plastic on it, or how's that going to roll with it?
One overhook. Okay. And then there's side underneath on this side.
Right. That's it. There's a couple of wee patches here we must have had crows or something at it. But the smell. Oh, the smell. And like there's no heat. That just, oh, that's good shit. Right, find somewhere to take off. And we are lifting, and yes, Should have given the windows a wash. And the reason I'm on the phone is I came over to 7618, just pumped the tyres, was just getting ready to go. And next thing, Father Phil was driving out the gate. So I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just follow him. I lift the load. So that's what I'm doing. So I think Eric is going to be driving the 7618 and Hearn. So, and then I'm on the pit for the day. So yeah, 4 drawn there. Shouldn't be too bad. 71 acres. Hopefully we'll have it lifted before dark. We'll have better luck. And we'll have even more luck. We won't see too much rain. We'll have one wee shower there so far, but nothing caused too much harm. Now it dried off the concrete as quick as it fell. So, probably coming in pretty fresh. Well, is what it is. We're getting that done. That's the main thing. The ground conditions are good. That is the main thing. Happy out. We're drawing silage. We are now on the pit, so we're just after breaking for dinner there, and we're back at it. So I had to get the cameras off, just see it all in the cab of the tractor. So, and if you are wondering, the 6270 has half normal, half skinny. Because yeah, that's why the 6270 you don't see it often, because it spends its summer spraying beet and maize. Maybe not so much the maize, but all the beet. We've 15 or 18 acres of beet to pull this year, ourselves and 2 other customers. So it's full time at that, and they just swap the back wheels and pull the 4-wheel drive shaft off it, so that the ratios don't interfere. Because I think you might have to go back on to put on more boron. Anyways, that's the crack. So Father Phil has gone out there now. They're going to put on Agri King's Silage King on this additive, just because of how fresh it's coming in and because it's really leafy. And surprisingly, it's a bit mist at the minute, but it's coming in drier than I was expecting. I was expecting it coming a bit wet from the rain we did have, but it's coming in quite sticky but very fresh. We will have runoff, so we'll have to make sure our channels and all are in good order. Now we know we'd literally no runoff off the first cut, so that may soak up some of the effluent that'll come off this cut, but coming in better than we thought. So it is coming in quite nice. So oh yeah, that's what I was meant to do. Try to figure out how I got the cab for 6480 on the trainer. Happy out. 6290s on the rake, as you've seen. Jess is in the 99, Eric's in the 76, Liv's in the 62, and Troy is rowing. Maybe put 5th on later with the black Massey, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we'll keep on it, rooting away here. I think that the rounds off the big field, so getting on pretty good now, pretty good. You may be wondering, I know we kind of said we'd have a trailer on the 1200 for a second cut, but we don't. And there's quite a simple, well, there's 2 reasons for it. One, and it's probably the biggest issue, and we realised that when we were on the pull, we have an issue with the auxiliaries on the tractor. It's not releasing the pressure of the auxiliaries. Basically, just put it in layman's terms, if we put a trailer on it, we want to tip the trailer, it'll go up, and it wouldn't let it down, it'll just keep pushing it up. Valve stuck on it, or whether there's a bit of pipe work wrong on it, because it was heavily doctored when we got it. So the pipes were just totally wrong from what the diagram is. We're just not sure exactly. They haven't had time to just go back at it yet and see exactly what's wrong now. Talking maybe for 3rd cut that we'll try and put on the class Jaguar 51 harvester or draw, but that depends on getting that fixed, because that leaves it. That can't do any hydraulic work. Another thing too is we're pushing hard to try and get our silage in. We're getting to the point in the day now where I think we're over the forecasted rain, and we got very little, so we're sound. But tomorrow there's a nice drop of rain forecast to come, and we want to make sure that we have all this in today, and we should. If we have no issues, we should be finished before dark. We might have the pick covered, but we should be finished before dark. So if we were to go start checking with the 1200 type of trailer on it, get it working, you know, that's just time, and that's the difference between getting a job done when you want it done and getting a job done afterward, because you just, the time it takes to set up interesting or cool crap like that, and it's for the sake of content for a video. We film around working, we don't work around filming. So we just get on with the job, but we keep at this, we keep shoving it up, we keep rooting away. Rake has been moved on to the next job, so I'm just following bro, moved Troy on. Troy's just shy of getting the license, so just moving from field to field, keep 4 of us drawn. And it's a great way of getting experience when you can do field work, and then when you move on to being allowed to drive on the road, having that experience to be a better driver. It's how when I was that age, I was the same, moving me around the whole time, especially with the wrapper. There used to be the great crack. My mother would be driven mad. The baler man would have to stop, come back, pick me up. My mother would be moving everybody about just to keep me moved behind the baler before I got the license. Bro's just doing the first round of the field for him. Troy wouldn't have the most experience with raking, so it's just taking the dangerous run out of it, and that's just how you got to do it, just to get the experience. It'll be interesting to see now, because this field is considerably rougher, how it cleans the ground. Eric, you can keep a bit outside good. Well, it seems to be cleaning it pretty good now. It's not the roughest field in the world, but it's just undulating kind of a field. It's not doing too bad now, so it's not doing too bad at all. That's something too you can really kind of see when you're following behind it. The way the rake arms aren't straight, there's that twist in them. You can see they come down square when they strike the grass, and then when they get round in and they let go of the grass when they turn up, they're not just going from that to that, they're also doing that and lifting up. So you're not doing it's not catching grass and pulling it back out with it. But that's more of a problem in a heavy crop of grass, which we'll see in the next field. But one woman and her dog, hard at it. Yeah. I'm in the way now. Ooh. Ow. Okay, he's filling up too. Peacocks are causing a traffic jam. Just don't drive over them. They're horrid, inquisitive yolks. Whatever's going on in the yard, doesn't matter where it is in the yard, and they appear. Now there's 2 of them. We have 9 peacocks. So that's, the white one's a peahen and the other boy's a peacock. They're just, yeah. I love to come see what's going on. So just taking a minute to do a bit of rolling there while Brendan is tipping with 6480, and just thinking to myself, it's looking well. This time next year, well, even when we do first cut next year, it'll be a different view looking that way. We'll have the grain shed up and we'll have the farm shop up. So yeah, it's going to look different as much as it looks different today. Sunflowers also, I'd say another week and we'll be open for business. Keep saying a week, the week hasn't come yet, but you can just start to see blackheads starting to come up in them, and that's the start of them. That's where you're seeing the inside of the flower, and the green leaves should start turning yellow. And on another note, the maize is looking quite well compared to when we done our first cut. It was looking diabolical. It really has come to. Now there is a bit, the high compaction area just here isn't great, but the rest of the field, it's not bad. Now you can just about make out them couple of runs that got plastic. They're only about a foot and a half higher than the rest of the field, But we did have to horse on a lot of foliar fertilizer to try and keep that crop growing, and keep feeding the plant while it's in a lazy stage of growth, to keep it pushing and make it grow. So we'll see how it goes on, but it'll probably be late too. It'll be pushing on for middle to end of October harvest date, just because we're not getting the heat. That's how all this looking in front of me. Pickles building up, just kind of letting it come out on the front now. So I want to leave it, I'd say about 6 foot from the gully. That's the gully there. So I leave it, bring it out to about 6 foot, and that leaves me space for third cut, go on top of that, and then let that out the last 6 foot. So I have lots of space here for silage, maybe not so much space there, but that's the plan, that's the current thinking anyways. I think Jessica has the last load from the big field, so that is half the silage in. It's actually a little bit more than half in. Now what's left to lift would be heavier, I'd say, in total than what we've put in so far, but we've raised the pitch, I suppose, about a foot, yeah, in around a foot, and I'd say we've stretched it down there, probably brought out about 5 foot. So try and get a bit of rolling done, so the distance between loads is going to increase, so we should get on pretty good. We give me more time to roll, so I'm just lacking that bit of roll and just pack it in. And it is something from watching the Farm Theories videos and what he said, and he even said to me personally, to get a compactor. And I'd be half tempted to see what it's like, just to really pack the absolute yes out with it. It'll be something interesting to see or try out. So we're just out the red clover. It's turned into a smashing evening. We haven't had enough rain to register 1 mil on our weather station at the minute. So yeah, we're clear and safe now. Once we get this done today, which we're well on track to, this gets rowing. This should get an hour before they're in here rowing or lifting it, so it'll get that bit of drying. Probably just not enough will for the red clover, but with the red clover being stronger, maybe it might make a difference. So again, Eric, do the back swap around the pole, and then we'll let Trey off to do the rest. So that's the crack. But yeah, with a bit of luck, we might have just hit it right. Has to be careful now with the rake. It's just that following feature of it. Always leaves it tricky coming in and out of spots. Really, you really have to be used to it to be able to know how to do it. Just following the rake. Doing a lovely job, so it is. Definitely more in this swart. Not heavy swart though by any means either now, but it's been the wide side, but it's still, Father feels well able for it. Now if it came to baling, I wouldn't be sure about it, but you can always bring it in. Breakdown of the day. Live smelling oil, probably go and check, and splices on the auxiliaries, so the spool valves. So it's done by, you have a splice with your 2 connections, and oil runs in between each splice. For every spool you have a splice, and the seals are gone between one of the splices, and it hits an oil. So there is no point stopping the show to fix it. So Liv is finished. She's taken off the trailer there, and she's going to move Troy. So we're down to 3 tractors and trailers. We just don't have another tractor handy. So there's all the peacocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have we 8 or 9? 8. We've 8 peacocks. So Liv is having a handy now. Go check on the sunflowers. Just fascinated with these yolks.
Climbing up an old oak tree where my mom could not find me. from my perch just like a bird. I could look out on the world all around me. A winding country road I'd never seen, stretching out before me like a dream. Suddenly it came to me, the sky began to clear, and all the possibilities were whispered in my ear. Up higher than I'd ever been, I didn't feel no fear. When I close my eyes, I can see it from here. That road, it took me far away to the life I live today. Sometimes I get turned around, I was lost and broken down. When you found me, you were something like I'd never seen, standing there before me like a dream. Suddenly it came to me, the sky began to clear, and all the possibilities were whispered in my ear. Up higher than I'd ever been, I didn't feel no fear. When I close my eyes, I can see it from here.
So we were just out with the drone there. They just started the rounds of a big field. So for those of you who may not have seen our mowing video, mowing the second cut, the reason we've only lifted the rounds off that field is the centre of that field is going for bales that we've sold to a customer. And as you may see, there's 2 duck ponds out there, and they were never there before. So we have a flat lift which I have to get pulled out of where it's sat for the last mile and run through that. Now we have, when we have a bale, which Father Phil's on about mowing the rest of it tomorrow for bale on Monday, it'll be about 3 kilometres of a draw. So 3 trailers, that 4th trailer would just speed it up, but we're on track, we're getting on. You can definitely see the difference between the grass that was short and leafy and just second cut, you can say, to the first cut grass that was just kept it. It's just that kind of heavier, more advanced stage of grass growth. Make sure we have plenty of silage for ourselves for the winter. 7S 180 Black Massey. George's after arriving with it, and he's pulling the trailer. Liv was pulling earlier on the 6270. His own Brocken, I think, was that dunger that's not clean from using, so he's pulling our trailer. So we're back up to 4 to the fish. There's Bro back with the Samaz rake. He's all done for today. So, shouldn't be too far behind them. Though I haven't seen a change to red clover yet. We're still on the crop. So, peacocks are going to bed. They sleep in that tree there. You can see the white one's waiting to go in. And then you can see up there, he's gone up. And there's another one up further. You can't just see him, but he's on a limb above that again. So right there, 30 foot, 40 foot off the ground. So how are we getting on? We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. The pit feels like it has doubled, and they still have 10 acres I think to grow. Things wetter now all of a sudden too. So whether they're after getting rain up that far or not, I don't know, but it's definitely wetter than what's been brought before. We're trying to keep all this grass that's coming in now up on top of it and stop the pit face coming out. And then that should leave us with space for third cut. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't have to turn on the lights, but it's just starting to get dark now. And they've moved into the red clover, so after the red clover, 4 acres there. then there's another 5 acres and we're done. That clover could be heavy enough, there could be 4 or 5 load out of it, but the next bit then is light, so it shouldn't take too long to finish off. But yeah, just kind of hoping I wouldn't have to turn on the light. And everyone is starting to park up now. So George is the last to come. Liv has just tipped her load. Brendan and Jess are back and tipped. So finished off with the nice light leafy grass from the one of the 2 paddocks. It is not even 11 o'clock yet, so that means we'll be nice. We should be in bed, tucked in bed, be 12. So before I finish up this evening, I'll give this a bit of a good rolling and roll the rest of it tomorrow. I'll just give it a tightening down just in case we do get any rain. That's not going to be like a sponge. I'll give it a bit of a rolling, and if we do get any rain during the night, it'll be as likely to run off and I'll soak into it. Happy out. The next morning, we had rain last night. We actually had a nice supper rain last night, so thankfully we got all done. So I'm just going to give this a wee bit of a tidy up on the front of it. Jessica and Eric are going to just start getting the plastic kind of tidied up on it. Father Phil rolled it this morning when we were looking after the calves and that. We'll get it covered. A little bit untidy on the edge there, but not too bad. So we're back. Everything is grand. So we'll just get her covered now. So we are putting on our cling film sheet there now, so everything is rolled up, so we'll go so far and then we'll be putting down the new sheet to cover the face of it and peg up the rest of the tires. So yeah, I got the easy job, and it is currently raining, or kind of a heavy mist. That's so much rain. And that is the pit covered. Now I didn't do a whole lot except for drive the shovel. My hands are quite clean, but yeah, now we do need to put more tires on. We're actually kind of running out of tires. I don't know where all our tires seem to have disappeared, so we'll come back in and we'll throw more on it. It's miserable. We were to go at mowing, knocking second cut for a customer today, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's dinner time now, so we're just going to break for the dinner. We'll finish this off later or that. It's not just ice. Yeah, we were lucky now. All in all, the gamble paid off. We got it in fresh but dry. There was very, very little rain other than the freshness of the grass there, so quite happy with it. Because we are not having whole crop this year, we need to put in an extra about 20 acres of silage to make up for the 40 acres of whole crop we don't put. Maybe 30 acres of silage to have the same quantity of feed in the pit. So we're going to aim for another 50 acres of third cut, so the big field and horse field as we call it, on the new farm. We're hoping to put them 2 in. We think we just about have enough protected urea to spread on it, and then maybe 2,000 gallons of pig slurry to the acre as well. Should get us a third cut in 6 weeks time. That's our plan. Anyways, look up. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope everyone's getting on all right with second cuts, and I don't know what the fodder situation is like across the country. Let us know in the comments how ye for fodder. We should be fine, and we should have plenty to sell. Fingers crossed. We'll probably keep back about 200 bales of silage on top of what we put into the pit, just in case. We can always sell them come March if we don't need them, but it's always nice to have a reserve. So anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it for me. Good luck.